Good evening. How's it going? Thierry here from thierryalexander.com. I'm tuning in live from my home office, and it is Thursday, which is the day when we are meeting each and every single week on my business page, the Rise and Roll private community, as well as YouTube for several weeks now. So, welcome. I hope you're well. What's going on? Let me know where you're tuning in from. I love, especially when the sun starts to be out since it is the time of the year for most um, places in the world. Then let me know where you're tuning in from. Have you got palm trees around you? Have you got what type of sceneries do you have around you at the moment? So, as you know, each and every single Thursday, if you don't, you will, we are meeting here on social media to talk about a topic which is linked to the blog that came out early that week on Monday. And today I want to share also with you very briefly in between a marketing workshop that I'm attending that you might be interested to hear about as well. I am a student there. I will be attending as a student, but you might be wanting to know about it as well. So, oh, Bulgaria. I don't know who that is because you need to actually accept the StreamYard the StreamYard. Oh, it's Galia. Yeah, Galia. Because when it's from the Facebook group, you've got to accept the StreamYard policies to see your name appear. But I've seen it on the phone. So hey, Galia. Hope you're well. Um, so yeah, I'm going to share with you very briefly as well this marketing workshop that I'm attending as a student myself, which you might want to know about, especially if you have an online business or consider having an online business. Maybe you're traveling around the world. You want to build something that is allowing you to have the freedom of movement, or perhaps you are in a country somewhere, and no matter what the reason is, you might want to build an online business, or you're perhaps already building an online business and you want to take it to the next level, which is the reason why I'm attending this marketing workshop for the third time, because each and every single time I got some amazing results. But I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. Just going to do and make sure that we are connected. So let me know if you can hear me well. It looks fine. It sounds fine on my phone. Hey, Anita, nice to see you. Hope you're well. So, today, what I want to talk about is how to grow your business faster, which is also going to go very nicely with this workshop that I'm attending as a student myself. And because obviously we are, in an era where a lot of us are getting into business, or they have had, you maybe have a business for quite some time, and um, I know that for my part, I've been in entrepreneurship since 2011, 2012, and it's been a journey until I became a full-time entrepreneur. I had a job for many, many years alongside, or more than one job. So I changed jobs many times over while building my business on the side, or dabbling with it, I suppose, when I look back, because I was not running it as a business. I was not, turning up no matter what every time it needed for me to turn up on a daily basis. Whereas now my mind has shifted thanks to this marketing workshop also, which has been one of the components that made me shift in some areas of my mindset. And being committed to your business is nothing different to have, I'll put it in bracket because that's not my love at all, but it's like going to a job. You've got to do it, right? If you have a job, your employer is not going to pay you if you're not coming to your job. Hey, and your business is no different. If you're not turning up, if you're not showing up, your audience is not going to remember you. They're not going um, to truly see you as an authority, or to see you as someone of who has credibility. Because if you're here for 1 or 2 weeks and then disappearing for five 5 weeks, 2 months, and come back and show your nose again, people are going to not take you seriously. It may take time to create that authority. It may take time for you to be in the subconscious of your audience. Yet, believe me when I say it's so worth it, because when you're consistent at it, although it takes work, it takes time, people will refer others to you. They will remember you. Like, I've got some people that call me back and say, hey, I know that you've been doing marketing for years and I'm ready to take my business to the next level. uh, uh, some people that have been my clients and they come back to me, some people that are my clients and they refer other people to me. And I'm at this point where, honestly speaking, in my coaching practice, sometimes I wonder where my clients are coming from. I'm like, oh wow. I mean, there's a whole other thing of like being in alignment with yourself, um, having the energy frequencies, aligned from your mind, your body, as well as being align with your core values, which is very important. But what the first tip that I would say is to be transparent with your audience. And I'm not saying to share your dirty laundries or anything like this. And I'm gonna tell you, actually, that's one of the things that this marketing workshop that I'm attending again for the third time, I'm going to tell you more details about shortly, is also sharing on how to do. If you don't know how to put yourself out there, if you don't know how to connect with your audience, if you don't know your audience, if you don't know where they are hanging out, then that is also what this marketing workshop I'm going to share with you is going to teach you. I've got some clients like, and again, even yesterday in one of the session that I've given to someone, a coaching session that I've given, I've realized that there are a lot of people, specifically, I found, and most of my audience anyway is women, but I found that mostly women tend to uh, hide from the world. Maybe you relate to this, maybe not, but if you do, let me know. Say yes in the comment section. Like, hide in a way that they want to be in business, but they don't want to be out there. They feel that it's a little bit weird to be showing too much of themselves, that to be out there is not right, and who are they to actually show their personality to the world? And they hide behind. I've got a client of mine who actually just wanted to run with a logo, which there's nothing wrong about it, although people will build a better relationship, better, faster relationship with you if you're the forefront of your brand, because there's a human, there's someone they can talk to, they can relate, rather than just a logo. Does that make sense? And what it comes down to most of the time when I have discussions with my coaching clients is the fact of owning yourself, to know that you're good enough, that you're worthy, that you have what it takes, and you've got great, amazing value that people are wanting from you. So being transparent is one of the components that I teach and share with my clients and people, and that I do myself. Obviously, you might know if you follow me on stories on Facebook. It is to, for example, show the behind the scenes, what you're doing on a daily basis, not to be always talking about your business, talking about, buy from me, here's my offer, buy one, get one free. Like, you can even share things that you're doing or using on a regular basis that has nothing for you to make an income from. Like, I don't know, maybe what toothpaste do you use that you love because maybe it is mild and it doesn't burn your mouth because of all the chemicals that other toothpaste have in them, and perhaps the freshness that it gives you, the fresh breath. And perhaps you can recommend this on one of your story clip without having a financial what's the words, a financial benefit from it, right? So being transparent is also owning who you are and not trying to be someone else. We've passed that stage where social media, being a photo like this, and oh, there we go, the photo like this. Oh, hey, I'm in front of a car next to a Mercedes or whatever car that maybe a company you're presenting is offering when you reach a certain level and you haven't got, or being in the lobby of a hotel with a beautiful office, pretending that it is yours or that's the lifestyle you're living, which is not. That's not what people want to see. People want to see the dirt of what is going on in building your business. They want to see the struggles that you're going through, not that you want to show up like crying your eyes out all the time or at all. Or but when typically speaking, I would share struggles and challenges that I've had when I've overcame them. Okay, or when I'm in the middle of overcoming them, and because you don't want to bring like dramas and also on social media and in your audience all the time, but people appreciate, and let me know if you do, when others are sharing their vulnerability. 1 2 3 vulnerability. To be vulnerable, to be transparent, to show their weaknesses. And actually showing weaknesses is a strength, is a massive strength. Like I found that more and more men, like those, whoa, I'm a man, so I never cry, and I'm a tough, person. I find that a lot of men these days are showing more and more vulnerability from their own selves because they realize that actually it is a strength, and probably they realize that it attracts women in their world. I don't know. Yet people will relate to you. People will relate to you when you're showing the things that you've had challenge with, the things that are not always going right, that you might not have the right lighting, the right devices to do what you want to do, the right environment. Maybe it's a little chaotic. You've got kids all around. They're showing up when you're doing your Facebook lives. The struggles, the inner struggles that you're also experiencing, like limiting beliefs, the not being good enough, as we mentioned earlier, and the can I do this? All these things people will appreciate if you share it because they are experiencing similar things. Do you get that? And that is one thing you can learn if you wanted to. And I'm going to share with you in a little moment this marketing workshop that I'm attending myself, which is absolutely bonkers. Anyway, the second point is being connected to yourself. Very important. You will attract who you are, who you decide, who you choose to be from within. If you believe that you are not worthy of receiving any money, then you won't be able, you won't make any offer. You won't work your business like you should. You won't invite people to look into what you've got to provide them with as a solution. You won't do the Facebook lives. You won't plan your posts, your social media posts for the week ahead. You will take your business as a hobby. You'll dabble in it. You'll stop and start, stop and start, stop and start. I've been there, so I'm not telling you off, right? I was there for many years, many years. And that is because I was not connected to myself, who I truly am, and what I truly wanted. I knew what I wanted, but I wasn't connected to it. So perhaps, and I'm not saying that what you're doing is wrong and that's not the right thing that you are in, or that you're in the wrong vehicle or anything. What I found was to revisit my childhood. What brought me joy when I was a child? Because we often talk about going outside of the comfort zone. Have you ever heard that? Go outside the comfort zone to grow and to do the things that will get you to success. First, what is success? Because success is it's a very individual type of vision, right? We all have a different vision and idea of what success is for our own selves. What success is to me might not be success to you. For me, success is to be able to have my own freedom, to not have someone on top of my shoulder telling me what to do, to be able to have the freedom of movement, to decide whenever I want to wake up. Although I'm being disciplined with my business because that's what it requires, and that's also being your own boss how do we say, a bliss and then a curse at the same time, because you've got to be disciplined. If you're not disciplined, don't leave your job now, or you're gonna have some really hard hurdles, like me when I decided to put myself against the wall. Um, but being connected to yourself, I had to revisit my childhood, and so going back to this comfort zone instead of going outside of it, which is going to make you uncomfortable and it's like achy and you're like, oh, I don't like it. Why not visit or revisit what is within your comfort zone and then expand on it? Did you have that? Type the word boom in the comment section if that's, but like, why not? If you, when I revisit my childhood, what I realized is that what I loved was kind of escapism, which could be seen as a negative. Escapism, so traveling and also talking. I love talking. I'm more on a one-on-one person. I love being on stage in front of people. Yet I'm more comfortable, on a one-on-one, doing coaching, talking. I used to have, even as a very young child, I used to have people that, for example, let's say, would have an argument together and separately they would come and see me, and one would tell me their stories, blah blah blah. Yeah, she or he told me that, and he said that to it, did that to me, blah 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 blah. What do you think I should do? And what do you think she said? And and I would say, I would always try to remain neutral. I would be like, listen, thanks for sharing your feelings. I'm really appreciating the fact that you're trusting me to tell me all this, and just be sure that I'm going to keep that and I'm not going to tell that person, because they would know that I'm friends with both of them, right? And I'd say equally believe that I will not tell you whatever if that person is telling me anything that I will not tell you what they told me, because that's also personal to them and their side of the stories. So I would remain neutral, and I would, however, try to take out the crap out of their mind, or try to find solutions for themselves, at least, if not to reconcile even the relationship within themselves, and then they make it up together, right? And I would do the same on the other side. So kind of coaching, right? Interesting. And so, I reviewed my life, kind of thing. What all the jobs that I've been doing, every time I love being in contact with people. I loved serving. I love providing solution. I love coaching and talking and helping people to excel in whatever they want to do, and have their mind being, relaxed, and feel that they are removing the stress that is unnecessary. So, what is it that brought you joy in your childhood? And maybe if you cannot go that far, maybe in your teens or in your adulthood, what is it that truly brings you joy? And remove the business for a minute. Remove the business. Right? I didn't talk about business here, right? About truly me. What brings you joy? Like other things, like me, it's being around animals. Like you probably saw, like I'm starting to have people bringing me their puppies and dogs to look after, to puppy sit and dog sit. I even had a person, you might laugh at this one. I met a person randomly in this Freedom March that I went to briefly, because freedom is one of my value, right? Remember, I met this photographer. We started talking, and I don't know how it went in there. We say, hey, do you know, I've got some pets to look after when I'm going on holidays. You're not gonna believe what I'm going to say. He's got ducks, and he asked me if I could sit them, duck sit, basically. So I might be duck sit soon, and you might see them in my stories if you follow me there. So what does bring you joy? And that is another thing that within that marketing workshop that I've attended twice, which I'm going to attend for the third time from tomorrow, 3 days immersion with one-on-one coaching with like 6, 7, 8 figure earners that are in marketing for like 20 years, 10 to 20 years. And that is another thing that helped me to reconnect to myself, to find my true self, who I'm serving, where can I find them, how can I connect with them, transition into business very quickly and make money, right? But money not just for the sake of making money, like for the sake of serving other people, which then the ripple effect, creating a cause, and the effect is that I'm actually receiving money. I'm not like chasing the money anymore. I'm making money because I've got a livelihood. That's my livelihood, right? To do coaching and affiliate, and I've got some social retail products and my own courses, and this is my livelihood. So I'm proud to go out there and help people and get paid for this, because why not getting paid for what you love doing, what is in your comfort zone? And I'm not saying that when you are, does that make sense to you? Just checking here. Let me know, yes, no, do you have any questions? Does that make sense? What does relate, what do you relate from what I'm saying here, if anything? So yeah, why not being in your comfort zone? And I'm not saying that when you are in your comfort zone, finding what works with you, what you like, what you really truly have joy for and doing, that you're going to be uncomfortable growing. Yeah, growing, breaking the shell of the chicken egg, right? Sorry if you're vegan, right? I'm vegetarian. Then it cracks, but it expands, right? And then, you can go with the butterfly analogy, right? When it becomes a butterfly, it cracks the whole thing and it expands, but it's within its comfort zone. It's growing within the comfort zone, and it cracks the comfort zone to become bigger and bigger. And then we create a new comfort zone that we expand again and again and again, right? So on that note, let me expand a little bit more, develop and give you a little bit more about this marketing workshop that I'm going to attend for the third time. And you might want, if you have a business, you definitely want to hear that. Let me tell you, it's not you might want, you definitely want to hear that, because that is the basic of all. But the basics are what are going to make you grow all the time. Sometimes we try to be too fancy schmancy, new things, new trends, new tool, new this, new, and going through the fundamentals is what actually is always super important, and we tend to forget. And that's where we learn even the most. So you know that here we're always talking on Thursday anyway about a topic which is related to the blog that came out on Monday on thierryvalexander.com. So I'm gonna give you two things here. You can get a free self-discovery guide, which is attached to the blog that you can review. Obviously, I'm not telling you word for word what the blog is about, right? We're just diving into much deeper. And if you have any questions, this is the right time to ask them, because you get me live. Yet you've got from attached to this blog each and every single week, you've got a guide of some sorts that makes sense. Here you can see how a self-discovery guide makes sense, hey? And that's a series of 11 questions that you can dive into to find out a little bit more about yourself. And of course, we're always a work in progress. I'm not going to say that this guide that I've put together that helped me is going to sort your life out and you're going to, make millions and be sorted and never have any problem anymore and it's going to be all rosy. No, I'll be lying. And this is not who I am. Right? The truth is that we're all gonna have hurdles all our lives. When we're growing, though, we are learning how to tackle them in a much better, quicker way. So if you want to get access to this free self-discovery guide, you can type the number 114 in the comment section if you're on my business page, or you can go on thierryvalexander.com/114, and that will take you directly to the blog immediately. And below the video, you'll see there's the video of the blog, or there's the written version as well, if you prefer to read. But below the video, there's a massive yellow button where you can click and download for free the self-discovery guide, completely free of charge. Now, in terms of the workshop that I've mentioned a few times, that I've attended myself twice, and every single time I got massive value and results during the workshop. It's a 3 day full immersion workshop. If you're in the UK, it is because it's US based. All my trainings and my own personal coaches are most of the time in the US. So good thing that I'm a night owl. Hey, um, but if you're in the UK, it is from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. Okay, so it actually probably is a good thing because it doesn't interfere with the rest of your day where you can do whatever you need to do or have to do, and then you can tune into the workshop, and it's also you will get access to the replay also, okay, if you are interested. But now, what did this workshop do for me? The first time and every time I actually go with a mind that a blank mind, right? A fresh mind, like not the know-it-all mind. I go with a fresh mind, ready to learn and re-implement from what I've heard before as well, and perhaps with a growth that I've had in between. And so the first time I had some massive breakthroughs, figure out my audience, at least the beginning of it, and I worked it. Then I figured out where to find my audience, how to talk to them, how to transition in business, how to not dwell into chit chat all the time and for too long, right? I used to take forever to ask the question, and sometimes it would end up not even me asking any questions at all, as if like people would be interested to look into what I had to offer, because I would be chatting too much. I would be having chit chats, just rubbish stuff, and then they would become too familiar. Even if they were complete strangers like few days before, they would then become too familiar, too close. Somehow when people are too familiar to you, you're like, oh, I feel a bit achy to ask if they want to look into my business or if they're interested to buy into my products and stuff. You've got to be fast. Success loves speed, my friend. Success loves speed. And so in this 3 day immersion workshop, um, is where you're gonna get free leads for life, basically. Literally every single day I've got at least 3 to 5 new leads in my business, people asking me for what I've got to offer. And it is a virtual coaching live workshop where you've got, as I said, 6, 7, 8 figure earners, people that we're going into breaking what do they call it, breakout rooms on Zoom, so it's face to face, very small groups, and all your questions are answered, all your questions. So you get like one-on-one attention pretty much throughout the 3 days, and there's even like a Q&A at the end for an hour for extra questions that you want to ask. And every single time I had all my questions, and everybody had their questions answered and results on during the workshop. Everybody has results. So you then there discover how to get 12 plus quality people watching your sales presentation or ask you for information on basically almost a daily basis. For me, an average, right? It's about 3 to 5 people, 3 to 5 new qualified leads, people that basically really are ready to um, learn about the information that I have to share with them. Okay, not me pitching them, but them asking me for information. So then you clarify your social media marketing message and strategy. Very important in any business that you're in, whether it's online or offline. You've got to have a marketing message for your audience to know who you are, what you're providing them as a solution, and for them to understand that you're the right person. And a strategy. How do you go about your daily method of operation? Where do you go? How do you operate? Right? During those 3 days, this is what they're teaching. And the second time I went, it clarified because I knew what to expect, right? I went once, so I knew how it was going to take place. Then I came with my questions. I always say, like, have your intentions when attending a webinar, coaching program, um, even a physical event, when you're going to a seminar or something, then have your intentions already in place. What is it that you want to get out of this event? What questions do you have that you want answered? And also, what's great is that this workshop is a workshop. meaning that we are doing the work. They are making us do things on the spot and get results on the spot. There's no way we get out. They ask who didn't do anything, right? And then we do it right there. If there's a blockage of some sort, we do the thing. So you never run out of prospects again, right? I mean, how amazing would that be if every day you had, 12 plus, or like an average of 3 to 5 qualified leads, even just like me, even if it's not 12 plus quality prospects, but 3 to 5, maybe even two, maybe even one every single day that is wanting what you have. How would that feel? Share with me in the comment section. How would that feel for you? Because I can tell you, opening my email and seeing that I've got a new notification for a new lead that has been requesting one of my guides, or in my messenger inbox, even without going into the fancy road of email marketing and funnels and stuff like this, just in my inbox, my messenger inbox, having messages of people saying, can you help me with this? I need information about that. What are your services? You said you're an online marketing coach. Can you help our company? Our company. I have people, not even like individuals, but like companies that are even asking me if I can help them. How would that feel if you had that? Let that sinking. Well, if you want to know more about this workshop, you can again type the number 114 in the comment section. And for this, you will have to be on my business page, type the number 114 to get the info about the workshop, or anywhere. And if you're not on my business page, I'll get in touch with you to give you the information. But this workshop, and that starts tomorrow through Sunday, and I'll be a student myself over there. So how fun we could take it together, right? Anyway, so then the last point that I want to share about how to grow your business faster is to be relatable. And I'm already on top of the half hour. By the way, did you see I'm rocking the vest of Bangkok? That's when I was in Thailand several years ago. I'm going to go back again. But be relatable. People love to know that you're human first and you have a business. Not you have a business and ready to pitch, then you are human, right? It's the opposite way around. Be relatable. Like I shared earlier, being vulnerable, sharing your day-to-day life, even the things that are not so pretty or the things you take for granted, using a certain brand for toothpaste. I don't know, I'm going with this. Or a bread, if you love bread, if you love something particular, share that with your people. Because the more relatable you are, the more people are going to connect with you and wanting to be around you. Right? So I'll just finish with this because we are on the top of the half hour. You know that if you've been following me, I have a word of the day that I'm coming up with when I do my gratitude journaling each and every single morning. And today is keep moving. Keep moving. What do you need to do next to grow your business? Whatever it takes, take the next logical step that comes to your mind and move. Make a move. And if it wasn't the right move, then it was the right move anyway for you to learn something along the way. Right? That would be a nice quote. Hey, I'm gonna catch that back. Minute 34. Cool. So keep moving. And is keeping moving for you to take your business to the next level, to attend maybe a 3-day workshop, marketing workshop, where you're going to have one-on-one coaching session where you can ask all your questions to 6, 7, 8 figure earners that can really see the crap that comes out, that is in your mind, and put it out so you can accelerate the movement of the needle in your business towards the achievement of your specific goals. Do you need to figure out who your audience is? Do you need to figure out where they are hanging out? Do you need to figure out how to actually post on social media to have an effective answer from people, response, for them to engage? for them to be interested in what you've got to offer, for them to say, yes, tell me more, or even come in your inbox from, whatever, and say, hey, I want to know, what are you doing? It sounds really interesting. I don't know what you do, but it sounds interesting. Because I get that on a regular basis, I'm telling you. So if you don't get that on a regular basis, you've got to make a change, because I've struggled for many years, and I'm not coming from a family of entrepreneurs. My parents were actually kind of like in a poor middle class kind of thing. And we were living in a kind of rough type of area in Paris suburb. Yeah, Paris sounds all glamorous, but it isn't everywhere glamorous. And I had to really go through a lot of learning and dissecting my mind, and still do, to grow and get to where I am today and make sales on a regular basis, have high end tickets of my coaching program to be sold for people to them grow, but then for me to make the sales, for me to give to give the offer, for me to ask for the sale, I had to grow. Now I'm more and more confident to talk about money and to ask and to say, well, this is what I'm charging. I'm not ashamed of saying I'm costing my services, my program, this or that program is costing this, and that much. Boom. Are you ready to go? If you're not there yet, if you're not comfortable, if the word sales is making you uncomfortable, you've got a problem. And this 3-day immersion workshop can help you with that. I can assure you. So type the word workshop or go on 114 on my business page to get the info, and then and jump in. It's ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap. I'll give you a hint, because you can go and see the price on the 114 on the info that you can receive. It's a tenth. It's 10% of what they used to charge in person in Texas. And now it's online, and it's just ridiculously cheap. For all the info, the value that you get, and have results on the spot during the 3 days, plus the recordings and more. Don't miss out. Anyway, so if you have any questions, let me know. If you got value, let me know. If you did, feel free to share, to tag your people, invite people in the Rising World community. If you are in my private community group on YouTube, anywhere you are and you see this. But I hope you got some value, some mind blowing information, maybe some haha moments, or aha moments. I've added an extra H at the beginning, and it's not a haha moment, but aha moment. My boyfriend would laugh. He's right. He just arrived in our house, and he probably hears me and probably laughing his head off in the other room, because I always add H's where they're unnecessary and remove them from where they are supposed to be. And he's right there. I can see him in the corner of my eye passing by. Anyway, so lots of love to you guys. Nice to connect with you. Hope you got value. Let me know if you did. What was your biggest takeaway? And if you want to know more information on the 3-day immersion workshop, which is starting tomorrow, then type workshop or go on 114 in my business page, and you'll get the information. But just don't miss out on that. That's my word. And I'm just a student there, right? So join me. All right, let's have fun. You take care. Have a great evening. Amazing end of the week. See you around.